Hey, Steelers fans, I'm Thomas Mott. Welcome into our Pittsburgh Steelers news and rumor video here on a Thursday, following a very quiet NFL trade deadline. Of course, a great video yesterday by Megan on our channel talking about some free agents the Steelers could go ahead and sign. We're going to jump into the latest, Steelers news and rumors. And I want to kind of piggyback off of the video quickly here that Megan did yesterday about people you could potentially sign who are free agents. Now, she did the great list, talked about players like Deshaun Jackson, wide receiver, but there is one other name that she did not put on there because technically he's not a free agent, who I think we need to talk about at least to start the show today. That is, of course, Odell Beckham Jr. If you've been following the National Football League, you're on Twitter, you probably know what's going on. If you don't, here's the short rundown of the OBJ situation. So first off, OBJ has been unhappy with the Browns for a very long time. That's not a surprise. However, I think he was trying to get traded at the trade deadline because there was a video posted by his father, basically, talking about how bad Baker Mayfield was, that they need to go ahead and trade him. Well, the Browns didn't trade OBJ, and so in seemingly frustration, he has now been, whether it was by his request or by the Browns' request, I think the Browns' request, he has been essentially removed from practice with pay, kind of like a suspension with pay, and I think we're looking at a scenario where a holdout could be happening, or the Browns just might outright cut him. Now, if they cut him, that's where the Steelers could come in and maybe swoop in there to go ahead and grab him. First, we'll give you the rundown via CBS Sports on the OBJ situation. A lot more details here. Quote, CBS Sports HQ's Christina Anderson first reported the news of the receiver's practice absence, noting Wednesday that Beckham was ready to attend practice per usual, but received notice that he had been excused from practice. Yahoo Sports' Charles Robinson further indicated that the team initiated the decision, that's more details on that, suggesting Beckham and the Browns had reached a crossroads. The two sides may be able to reach some sort of financial resolution to end his time in Cleveland, Lock and 4 reports, but as of now, the Browns are not willing to waive Beckham and appears willing to burn a 53-man roster spot just for him to stay away. So the more detail there is that this is Cleveland's decision. They don't like the antics that are going on towards Baker Mayfield by Odell Beckham Jr., and they're really hoping for a financial resolution that we don't have to pay him the remainder of his contract, or they're just going to keep him on the roster and let him sit, and that'll be the end of it. So, in terms of money, Field Yates has a good tweet right now via ESPN that explains what would happen if they just cut him right now and what a team would have to go ahead and pay to go ahead and bring him on their roster. If he is waived, then he could be claimed. Of course, if no one claims him, then you can't assign him as a free agent. But if he was claimed, you'd pay $8.5 million this year, $13 million in 2022, and $13 million in 2023. So I think the likely scenario here, a lot of numbers being thrown out there, that they reach a financial settlement in Cleveland, the Browns let him go, no one claims him off waivers, and then any team is free to go ahead and sign Odell Beckham Jr. So the question you're probably wondering, why we're getting to, big circle around, well, what about the Steelers, right? Well, I don't think it's that simple. So here's the deal. Someone is going to take a risk on OBJ. Like, somebody is going to go ahead and sign him because he is just a generational talent at wide receiver when healthy. He hasn't been the past couple of seasons, but if you are a, I think, strong organization, Pittsburgh, strong head coach, Pittsburgh, and you need help at wide receiver, Pittsburgh, you might go ahead and take a run at OBJ. Now, I don't think the Steelers are going to be lining up to make a move just instantly for Odell Beckham Jr. You have to see what the situation is, probably talk to him and his agent, talk about money. You don't want to pay him too much money, but when you look at the Steelers wide receiver depth chart, it does kind of make sense with the loss of Juju Smith-Schuster to injured reserve this past season. And so when we look at the idea of bringing in OBJ, a lot of things have to still happen. Like, he has to obviously be let go. He has to go ahead and clear waivers. He has to go ahead and then be able to be signed. Like, these are all things that must happen before Pittsburgh can even be interested. But I think that they could at least take a look, because when you're talking about OBJ, the risk is that he continues to do these kind of antics on your football team. The reward is if he just plays football, which we've seen, precedents like that in the past where one receiver is disgruntled, he moves over here, he plays great. If you were to get the great version of OBJ, it opens up the Steeler offense even more, as they currently are playing much better football. And you saw what happened in the win against the Browns last week, but an addition of a guy like OBJ could be really beneficial for Ben Roethlisberger and a potential playoff run for the Steelers. Plus, he would be a Steeler, meaning he could be getting revenge on the team he apparently hates right now, which is the Browns. So I'm not saying they will. I think it'd be a very, very big long shot, but I'm curious what you guys would think about this down below. Would you even consider signing OBJ if he's released? Again, gotta be if he's released. Type Y down below for yes. Go ahead and type N down below for no. Now, obviously, if this were to happen, and again, this is a very, very long shot, but I wanted to at least present the idea to you. If it were to happen, we'll cover it here on the channel. So make sure you guys go down below and are subscribed to what is one of the fastest growing Steeler channels on YouTube. Megan and I have been building this channel for the past couple of months here, trying to get to 5K subs. If you guys like what we do, go ahead and go down below and hit that red subscribe button. We would greatly appreciate it. Now let's move into the other great offensive weapon, so speaking of the Steelers offense, of this past week, and that is Najee Harris, the running back drafted out of Alabama this year. He actually was just awarded the NFL October Rookie of the Month award, meaning he was the best rookie, literally, offensively, in the entire National Football League for the month of October, which, of course, if you're a Steelers fan, you watch the games. Obviously, that is not a surprise to us, but to other people, Jamar Chase's name would be thrown around there a lot. There's some other, Kyle Pitts had a good past couple of weeks, but right now, Harris is really the leader in the clubhouse, at least from the month of October, and I think one of the leaders to go ahead and win Offensive Rookie of the Year. He's on pace right now, first off, from just a franchise standpoint, with the Steelers' first 1,000-yard rusher since 2017. It's been a really long time since the Steelers have had a 1,000-yard rusher. Go back to the Le'Veon Bell era, whenever that actually were able to happen. And so now the question becomes, could Najee Harris actually win NFL Offensive Rookie of the Year, right? I mean, that's a very, very honest question right now. We think Jamar Chase is running away with it, but I think at the moment there's a chance he could go ahead and win that. First, we'll go to behind the steel curtains write-up on the Najee Harris situation. I think this says a very good explanation of exactly what's going on with Najee Harris and the Steelers. Quote, drafted as the 24th overall pick by the Pittsburgh Steelers out of Alabama in 2021, Harris has already become one of the main points in the Steeler offense. Not only is Harris leading the Steelers in rushing, he's second on the team in receptions and third in receiving yards. When it comes to other rookies around the NFL, Najee Harris is leading in rushing yards for the season and is tied for the most rushing touchdowns. Harris is also third among all NFL rookies in receptions, including receivers, and is second only to Jamar Chase in touchdowns scored. He's been really, really good. After what was kind of a little bit of a slow start there in September, we all kind of waiting for him to all right, come on, figure things out. I think it was a slow start overall for the entire Steeler offense, but they're starting to kind of, find their footing, find their ground, and realizing that Harris is going to be a lethal force from a running back perspective over the next couple of seasons. Now, the question will become, can he win Offensive Rookie of the Year? I'll show you those odds here in just 1 second. First, a shout out to our friends at BetUS, the place that I go to place my bets every single week in the National Football League, which you guys can too, with a crazy good discount code that's going on right now. Go to TreadSports.com/bet. Use that promo code Steelers125, get a 125% deposit bonus whenever you first sign up, which gives you a chance to bet on my picks of the week, and I feel pretty good about these right now. Cincinnati minus 2.5 versus the Browns. That line has changed a little bit, but I think Cincinnati is going to roll the Browns. The Browns, we just talked about, are an absolute mess. I like Philly at home plus 2 versus the Chargers. Chargers really disappointing last week in that loss to the Patriots. The Packers is now, I think they're plus 8. I think that they're at least a touchdown favorite. That line has changed since the Aaron Rodgers vaccination gate, whatever we'll call it. He's out. I'm taking the Packers to at least cover in that game. The Patriots, Panthers, I'll take the over 41 points right now via BetUS, and then Broncos, Cowboys under 49.5. I think it'll be a low-scoring game. Even without Von Miller, that Denver defense is pretty good. Now, speaking of betting on not just games, you can bet on Rookie of the Year odds, and these are still up right now, courtesy of our friends at BetUS. Here are the odds on your screen. Jamar Chase is still the outright favorite. Again, not big of a surprise because he has been really good. Mac Jones is creeping up there. He's been great in the past couple of weeks. Najee Harris, there he is, number 3, plus 500. You bet $100 and you win. You win $500 there, so not a bad bet if you guys want to try and make some money on Najee Harris. And then Justin Fields, who is, I guess they're hoping the Bears are going to run here, but unlikely. He's plus 2,000 to win Rookie of the Year. I'll leave it up to you guys. Will Najee Harris win Offensive Rookie of the Year? What do you think? Type 1 down below for yes, or type 2 down below for no. All right, let's end this show quickly by giving you guys a quick look at the AFC playoff picture, because a lot of people are talking about the Steelers in the playoffs, not something we did a couple of weeks ago. And as it currently stands, Pittsburgh would be in the postseason. As you see on your screen right now, Titans, Raiders, Ravens, and Bills are your top 4 seeds, which is crazy to think about. Obviously, the AFC North is interchangeable right now, but those would be your top 4 seeds. Bengals would be the 5 seed. The Steelers would be the 6 seed. The Chargers would be the 7 seed. The Patriots would be on the outside looking in, tied with the Chiefs, Browns, and Broncos all at 4-4 to go ahead and be the 8th seed, which I think is a good indication that the Steelers are really on the right path to make the postseason. I think as you look at it right now, obviously there are a lot of teams that are kind of all clustered up there. The Patriots going a little run here. The Chiefs could maybe get hot, but the Steelers are very much in the mix. And if you look at the schedule the next couple of weeks, they should at least win the next 2, right? I mean, they should 100% beat the Bears on Monday night and be able to beat the Lions for sure in 2 weeks. Chargers are interesting right now, but they're kind of trending downward based on a couple of losses in the past couple of weeks. And then, let's say you win all 3 of those, you're sitting very comfortably at 7-3. You have a couple of great games to see if you can really compete for maybe the division crown at the Bengals and then versus the Ravens on December 5th. So a lot of potential still upcoming for the Pittsburgh Steelers, but I think as you currently look at the AFC playoff picture, why not? I mean, Pittsburgh, again, it's not we understand that they're not the powerhouse that they once were, at least offensively, and the defense is playing great. The offense has definitely had its struggles, and I think they still are not, to the level of some of the better offenses in the league right now. Even the Raiders and the Bengals and the Titans are all playing great, but I think that they can very much be in the hunt for a wild card spot. And if they win some divisional games, anything's possible to go ahead and get one of those top 4 seeds in the AFC. I'll finish on this. If the Steelers are going to make the playoffs, you guys think that they will? Give me a heck yes. Type heck yes down below in the comment section. I want to see how many Steeler fans are confident in the yellow and black to go ahead and make the postseason. I'm feeling good. I'm gonna type heck yes down below. You guys should do that as well. All right, ultimate for today on our Pittsburgh Steelers news and rumor video. Plenty more videos coming up by myself and Megan as well. Go down below and subscribe to stay up to date and in touch with us as we get you guys, again, the latest and greatest content regarding your beloved Pittsburgh Steelers. Ultimate for today on a Thursday. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. I'm Thomas Mott, signing off. See you guys.